What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Now there's more news than Vince McMahon has excuses for the WWE's failures, so let's jump right in. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors you need to know, including Matt Riddle ignoring WWE's rules and calls out Lesner again, the return of Hulk Hogan, how was it possible for Edge to return, what it would take for the revival to stay in the WWE, NXT stars paying the price for a raise, a rival promotion running a show in Madison Square Garden, the XFL's incredible ratings, and WrestleMania 37's location has been revealed. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos. But let's waste no further time and get straight into the first bit of news, as Matt Riddle ignores WWE's rules and calls Lesnar out again. Now, just recently we reported on WWE officials not being happy with superstars who were taking to social media to start their own feuds, and this was mostly directed to Matt Riddle, who was taken to Twitter to call out a number of top superstars including Brock Lesnar and Bill Goldberg. His actions have even led to having heat with the boss, so it's clear they've told him to stop doing it. However, Riddle hasn't learnt his lesson and again proceeded to call out Lesnar during an NXT house show in Las Vegas, saying the bro retires Brock Lesnar.
But I never stopped. I kept training. I knew the goal, the dream was right there in front of me, and I'm not gonna stop. This is just the beginning. 12 years ago it started, and 12 years from now I'll still be going, and I guarantee you this, Las Vegas, the bro retires Brock Lesnar. And you know what? The Cruiserweights are NXT. DIY is NXT. And everybody in this building is NXT.
At this point, this is either a massive work or Riddle is trying to get himself fired. One thing's for sure in the WWE, you don't cross the boss. Next up, the Hulkster returning for WrestleMania. Hulk Hogan has repeatedly stated he wanted to end his wrestling career in the WWE. As much as Hogan would probably like to forget, his last match was in TNA, especially since he feels his most recent back injury has cleared him to wrestle. However, Wrestling News CEO's Paul Davis reports, "I've been told that people in creative had not heard anything about plans for Hogan at Mania 36 in Tampa. I was also told that there has been no talk on Hogan being cleared by WWE doctors. So if Hogan ends up appearing at WrestleMania, then it will not likely be in a match where he would take bumps. As always, the WWE could be sending out misinformation to conceal a Hogan return, but even so, it seems that the 66-year-old would be extremely limited in the ring, and there's the tough obstacle of being cleared by WWE doctors." While Vince McMahon enjoys mainstream publicity, he wouldn't want the optics of the Hulkster dying in the ring. Still, if Hogan was cleared for a limited performance, which seems impossible as even in his prime Hogan's performance was always limited, he might do well in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. As one fan suggested, Hogan could even win the event without taking any significant bumps, particularly being thrown out of the ring. But don't count on the Hulkster wrestling though, as the WWE seems happy getting the nostalgia rub thanks to Hogan's induction along with his New World Order colleagues at this year's Hall of Fame. Next up, how was it possible for Edge to return? Whether it was Daniel Bryan or Edge, the wrestling world has seen the return of wrestlers who reportedly had no chance of ever returning to the ring due to catastrophic injuries. Now it appears fans can thank a radical medical treatment for the return of some of their favourite stars. This week's Observer details how, saying a huge thing that may have even revolutionized careers is the stem cell treatment that a lot of wrestlers have used flying to Colombia. The idea is that it regrows tissue and discs and regenerates injuries. A lot of talent, Kevin Nash, Rey Mysterio, Rob Van Dam, Brian Cage, Edge, Sheamus and many others have gone there for treatment. Anthony Corelli, aka Santino Marella, is there this week, and he's noted on Sunday night's main event in Canada that every wrestler who's gotten that treatment, except Kurt Angle, whose damage must have been so bad that it simply was beyond repair, has ended up with good results from it. While Edge never talked about it, that is said by others to be part of what has allowed him to return. Could Paige get the treatment and return? Next up, what it would take for the Revival to stay in WWE. The saga of whether Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson, aka The Revival, will sign back up with the WWE or jump shop continues to hold fans' attention. Recently, Scott Dawson replied to a fan who asked what the Revival needed to stay in the WWE, pointing out the WWE couldn't keep the tag team titles on them forever. Dawson tweeted, "I'm not asking to be champions, I just want creative control, brother." Truthfully, it's unlikely the Revival are looking for creative control, as that's something the WWE doesn't give to any of its superstars. It seems like the Revival is either at the point of taunting the WWE before they leave, or pushing the promotion to the limit in terms of getting an even better deal than they've been offered. Now the situation has grown even more tantalizing as Ringside News is reporting Dash Wilder deleted his Twitter account, although he still has an Instagram account. Is Dawson getting ready to bail, or are these more games from the Revival? Next up, NXT stars paying the price for a raise. Fightful.com is reporting that NXT superstars are finally being offered pay rises. In an exclusive story, Sean Ross Sapp reported that several NXT talent got significant raises back in October when the new television deal with USA Network kicked in. We heard that it wasn't exactly Raw or SmackDown money, but it was substantial for those that ended up signing them compared to what they were making before. Sam went on to say that the majority of the deals came with a 3-year commitment to working in NXT, but not everyone has signed the offered deals. The 3-year length shouldn't be a surprise considering main roster stars are typically being signed to 5-year deals. Like it or not, Vince McMahon is stockpiling talent for no other reason than to keep them from working in any other promotion. Next up, a rival promotion is running a show in Madison Square Garden. Speaking of other promotions, it looks like Madison Square Garden will host another non-WWE event. Not too long ago, we discussed how the WWE has been working to smooth out their damaged relationship with MSG after years of all but ignoring the former mecca of professional wrestling. Once upon a time, the Garden was the center of the WWE universe, but as the company expanded to bigger venues, the Garden became an afterthought, leading to its proprietors doing what was once unthinkable, allowing other wrestling organizations in its hallowed halls. These shows provided hit and miss, so the WWE seized the moment, hoping to lock down the Garden. But now New Japan Pro Wrestling is set to run a show this summer. The Observer Online's Joseph Courier is reporting, during the new beginning in Osaka, New Japan Pro Wrestling announced that they will be holding a show at Madison Square Garden in New York City on Saturday, August 22nd. The event is called Wrestle Dynasty. Ticket information for Wrestle Dynasty has yet to be revealed. New Japan Pro Wrestling's English language website wrote to stay tuned for further information about the show. This isn't New Japan's first foray into the Garden, as they co-promoted a show with Ring of Honor back in 2019. If this show proves successful, could it open the door for AEW to run the Garden? You can be certain the WWE will do whatever it can to keep its biggest North American rival out of the Garden, regardless of legality, but that may not be enough for a promotion with a struggling stock situation. The XFL brings in incredible ratings on its re-debut. Most of us were skeptical on whether the XFL would thrive after Vince's original project in 2001 cost him and NBC millions of dollars. However, the new football promotion rose like a phoenix from the ashes, and its debut game, the DC Defenders vs the Seattle Dragons, attracted an average 3.3 million viewers, even at one point peaking 4 million. The ratings were even higher than the AAF League, which was introduced last year. Will the ratings stay steady, dip like SmackDowns on Fox, or will it increase and one day match the NFL? And our final story of today, WrestleMania 37's location has been revealed. We're already on the road to WrestleMania 36, but WWE have already chosen the location to 2021's WrestleMania. WWE just made an official announcement that the Showcase of the Immortals will be held in Los Angeles on Sunday 28th March at the SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. The stadium is the new home to the NFL's LA Rams and LA Chargers football teams. Of course, WrestleMania is accompanied with a number of events and shows that will be held in the same area. On Thursday 25th March, the WWE will air the Hall of Fame ceremony from the Staples Center. On Friday night, of course, we have SmackDown from the Staples Center. NXT TakeOver Los Angeles will be then held on Saturday at the Staples Center. Surprisingly, they've gone for a big venue here. Of course, on Sunday we have WrestleMania itself, and then the next night will be Monday Night Raw at the Staples Center as well. Now, this is great news as we could be seeing the second highest attendance record ever set for a WrestleMania. The capacity for the stadium is around 70,000, but it can be expanded to around 100,000 for large-scale events like WrestleMania. The stadium officially opens on July 25th and will hold a Taylor Swift concert. But there you have it guys, the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.